This is the study of white people in the scriptures. Fact: the ancestors of all people were as dark as today's Africans. White people come from leprous people of color. Leprosy, the original white person. Eumelanin is a pigmentation responsible for the hair color blonde, brown, and black. People with less eumelanin have blonde hair. All these people have leprosy. They are called clean lepers according to the scriptures. Leviticus 13:13. Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy cover all the flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. This man is on his way to being an albino. His condition is called vitiligo. The Bible calls him an unclean leper. Was Michael Jackson cursed with leprosy? What is leprosy according to the scriptures? Let's read about Moses when Yahweh turned his hand leprous. Exodus 4:6. And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, Put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, Put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. Numbers 12:9-13. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. The evolution of the so-called white race is written in the scriptures, and they are not all related. Gehazi, servant of Elijah, 2 Kings 5:1. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master, and honorable, because by him Yahweh had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by the companies, and had brought away a captive out of the land of Israel, a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife, and she said unto her mistress, Would Elohim my master were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. So Naaman came with his horses and with his chariot, and stood at the door of Elijah's house. And Elijah sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. Then he went down and dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan, according to the saying of the man of Elohim, and his flesh came again like unto a flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of Elohim, he and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, Behold, now I know there is no Elohim in all the earth, but in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servant. But he said, As Yahweh liveth, before whom I stand, I receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. And he said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elijah, the man of Elohim, said, Behold, my master had spared Naaman this Syrian, in not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as Yahweh liveth, I will run after him, and take somewhat of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman. And when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him, and said, Is all well? And he said, All is well. My master had sent me, saying, Behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garment. And Naaman said, Be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand, and bestowed them in the house, and let the men go, and they departed. But he went in and stood before his master. And Elijah said unto him, Whence comest thou, Gazi? And he said, Thy servant went no whither. And he said unto him, Went not my heart with thee, when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it time to receive money, and to receive garments, and olive yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and manservant, and maidservants? The leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper, as white as snow. Genesis 9, verse 18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. Ham sees Noah naked, and Noah curses Canaan his son, and makes Canaan a servant of his brothers. Introducing Canaan, the son of Ham. Don't be surprised. Canaan was white. The evidence does not show him to be black or African. I would wager a good portion of white people are Canaanites. Many will say that being black is the curse of Canaan, but that is not so. According to the scriptures, there is no curse for being black, but turning white. The Edomites, the birth of a new race. Genesis 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. You can read for yourself how hairy Esau was. He was hairy as a goat. The scriptures never lie, all over like a hairy garment. Esau is alive and well, my friends. Red hair is associated with fair skin color, freckles, and sensitivity to ultraviolet light. There is no doubt that Esau was a white man. It is no surprise red hair is common among Ashkenazi Jews. That's because Esau mixed with the Canaanites. Genesis 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan. These Jewish people are clearly Edomites or Canaanites. They are not Israelites. Their own faces tell on them. Modern-day Jews with Canaanite features, Esau mixed with the Canaanites, so he will look like a mixture of the two.